Andrew Huberman, one of the leading neuroscientists in the community, has spread a lot of information over the perfect morning routine. Well guys, here in this video you will find some tips that I try to implement in my morning routine just for you to know. So right now, let's dive right into it. So guys, hello and welcome back to the show. Please welcome to this new episode of In This Together with me, your host, of course. So today was meant to be a little more different because I had some thoughts, and I listened to a lot of podcasts throughout these days, and I was just crazy for acknowledging what Andrew Huberman is doing with the Huberman Lab podcast. I love him. It is incredible for me. It's mesmerizing that a professional like him could give us all that knowledge, all that kind of incredible insights on neuroscience, neurobiology, neurochemistry. It is incredible. I really much want to acknowledge him. And right now in this video, I wanted to share with you some of the tips that I tried to implement on myself that Andrew Huberman told us to follow. So of course, number one tip was to getting light exposure first thing in the morning or very close to your waking up timing. And for myself, was an incredible discovery. Of course, I didn't know it. I didn't know it before Andrew told me so. So I went there, and many times it happens to me that I go outside on my balcony. I have a little balcony where I can sit there. I don't have direct sunlight exposure over my position, but at least I know that I can feel light coming into my retina. And so I was just trying in these 2 months prior to this video, I was just trying to getting outside first thing in the morning, first thing after waking up with my huge bottle of water, and go outside and just try to stare at the sky. Well, I gotta say that I feel, of course I don't feel quite that different, but I know that something is changing. It's a little bit like, having a little spurt in caffeine. I will talk about caffeine afterwards, but it's like you're waking up yourself in a much calmer way. So you're just adjusting lighting your eyes to light exposure, and immediately you feel a little more alert. Not feeling that of course, if you're recovering from a huge night, you drink a little bit, you drink a little bit, or maybe you went to the disco, you went partying, and you came back. It's difficult. I know it's difficult, but at least it gives you that spurt in energy, that little boost that can help you get through the first part of the morning that maybe is the most challenging one. And I feel it, and I felt it immediately. And if I want to compound that action with something even more stronger than the only 10 minutes on the balcony with the light exposure, I just try to get outside with a walk. I know I talk a lot about walking because I love walking, and I know how powerful as a tool it is for our health, for mental health and physical health. And so even when I'm just, getting laid down a little bit, and maybe I'm just studying a lot, I'm reading a lot, and I know that at some time in my morning, there will come a moment in which I will be a little more depleted in energy, depleted in mental energy. I will start saying, well, why are you studying? Why are you reading? What's the purpose of all that? What's the main, all the thinking processes that try to impair you and try to, let's say, the self-sabotaging part, no? And so I know beforehand, I know what I have to do. So I say, oh, stop a moment, stop, you know, bullshitting yourself with all these negative thoughts, or just not even negative, it's just maybe sometimes that your mind is sometimes bothering you with all this chit chat, useless chit chat. And so I know, before I know it, I'll wear my shoes, my pair of sneakers, and I'll go outside for a walk. Not saying huge walk, but it's the quality of the walk that makes the difference. It's the quality of that time to sunlight exposure, and I feel it, an immediate boost in mood, in energy, and in ideas. Guys, in ideas, I feel amazing. I know this sounds silly, but it is what it is. This is my experience for you to use, for you to implement in your daily routine. And guys, I can tell you, when I go walking a little bit, even Socrates used to say that long time ago, but you know, you go for a walk after sunlight exposure, and I feel immediately more relaxed, calmer, even with a calmer attitude towards everything that is happening to me. So for example, if I received a phone call that really bothered me, or I just keep myself, you know, winding down and starting to relax. So just go outside and go for that walk. And I know after 15-20 minutes, so not a long walk, you come back refreshed. Even if, you know, the heat right now is on, the heat is on, and right now I'm in Spain, so I know how hard it is to be out there under the scorching sun. But guys, trust me, you will feel much more refreshed when you'll come back after a 15 minutes walk. And thanks all of these tips, all this kind of, you know, this kind of planning that you have, is because of scientists like Andrew Huberman that goes outside, you know, goes on the web, and for free gives us the possibility to understand what are the neural circuits and the neural pathways that are activated by, for example, walking or light exposure, or for example, sleep. For example, for Matthew Walker with his incredible work on sleep, Why We Sleep, his book, and other types of, you know, class training. So that's just because of the incredible amount of knowledge that these kind of guys put us at our disposal for us to use, to implement in our daily life, to get us through via scientifically proven methods. So thank you again. And second thing I wanted to implement from the Huberman Lab podcast was for sure the postponing consumption of caffeine, because as you know, I love coffee, and I always previously mentioned that in another video. So if you want to check it out, please click here. But you know, caffeine consumption, as you all know, I'm a coffee lover, I'm a tea lover. You know, tea has a very good amount of caffeine in it. And I tried, as Andrew told me, I tried to postpone at least 1.5 hours or 2 hours after my waking. And I gotta say, that kind of move, that postponing helped me not only with my physical part, because I'm just starting to feel more alert without caffeine. And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about, because that is a mental power that you have, is a mental edge that you retain right now within yourself and with yourself. Because once upon a time, when I really had to use a lot of caffeine to wake myself up, in that moment, if I couldn't feel that I haven't at my disposal something like coffee, like cappuccino, like tea, strong tea, brewed tea, mate, matcha, whatever, I felt I was fucked, completely fucked because I didn't have that kind of boost, that kind of sprint that caffeine gave me. But right now, I know that even without that kind of sprinting caffeine, I know that I have the power within myself, with my physiology, to come back even stronger and to feel more alert and to wake myself up in a more natural way. So that for me is a superpower, a mental superpower that right now you have over yourself. Because I know many stories of people that say, well, I have to, I drink coffee because of caffeine, because it gives me that kind of boost. It gave me that kind of, that punch in the gut that wake myself up. No, wrong. Coffee is good for a lot of reasons, a lot of different reasons, and I love coffee as a food, as a being. But what I want to say is that you have the power to wake yourself up even without caffeine, and that is exactly how and why the postponing consumption of those kind of drinks have within your mind. Your mindset is far stronger. Your mind is far stronger than the caffeine hit. And that is only thanks to my man Huberman. So guys, thank you. I just want to share with you a quick thought on some tips and some advices that I tried to implement from Andrew Huberman, and I really thank you, Andrew, Mr. Huberman, for this incredible content that you're giving us. You're giving us every day. You're giving us a lot of neuroscientific knowledge, content provided that we can always. Really, thanks so much, Mr. Huberman, and I really appreciate what you're doing, and I'll be forever here listening to you. And so you guys right now, you know what exactly felt on myself, how I felt implementing these tips, and I really appreciate, and I would love to know if those tips that Mr. Huberman gave me, and I'm trying to, as a lab rat, giving back to you, okay? I want to hear from you if you experienced something similar to myself, and if you did, please comment on the video what you felt, and if those kind of actual tips were actually useful to you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, subscribe to Andrew Huberman's channel, because that one is much better. No, I'm joking. Please, no, subscribe to the channel, but of course, take a look at Andrew Huberman podcast, because it's an amazing source of content. And if you're listening to Spotify or any other platform in which you usually listen to podcasts, please feel free to put a rating there. I really appreciate you guys. I feel that you're here with me every single day in my life. You're my companion. You're my classmate. You're my friend. So thank you very much, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye guys. Thank you very much.